Om Shri Sai Ram. Offering my most humble and loving pranams at Swami's divine lotus feet. On behalf of the Sri Sathya Sai students of Mumbai, I extend a warm welcome to all of you to the 145th edition of Samarpan, our monthly offering at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. May is a very blessed month for the city of Mumbai, as it was in this week, more than 50 years ago, that Swami inaugurated his divine abode, Dharmakshetra. Many years he has visited and blessed the devotees of this city in this very hall where we are sitting today. Therefore, it is our joy and privilege to welcome a very fortunate student and dedicated sevak of our Lord, Brother Praveen Vemula, to speak to all of us today. As a student, I remember in 2002, the year that I had joined Prashanthi Nilayam as a 11th standard student, and we had just completed a couple of months in the course, and suddenly there were two celebrities, the closest to celebrities that we could have in Prashanthi Nilayam, and one of them was Brother Praveen Vemula. He had just come back from the US, where Bhagawan had sent him to study healthcare administration at the Loma Linda University in California. He originally hails from the city of Kottagudam and is blessed to belong to the third generation of a Sai family there. From the searing, scorching, hot plains of Kottagudam, brother went to the cool hills of Ooty for his primary school and went on to complete his MSc in Bioscience from the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning in 2001. He was the joint topper during his master's course and was chosen as the gold medalist to receive the coveted medal from the Divine Hands during his BSc. After which, like I said, he went on under Bhagawan's directions to do his degree in healthcare administration from Loma Linda University, California, where he was named as part of the prestigious Dean's List, securing the highest GPA of 4/4. On his return, Swami chose him to serve in his Medicare mission at the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences, Whitefield, Bangalore, in 2003. Today, he is the senior manager of cardiology over there. Right from his journey as a primary school student until today, brother's life is a prime example of how one must live a life guided completely by Bhagawan. Without wasting any more of our time, I invite and welcome Brother Praveen Vemula to the podium. Thank you so much. Sai Ram.
युग धर्म पद्धतुल विघलितमयुंड नयमार्गमुनु त्रिप्पि नडुप कोरकु लोकमुल इలలో कल्लोलमै भडियुंड लोकमुल इలలో कल्लोलमै भडियुंड सन्मार्गवर्धन सलुप कोरकु दुर्मार्गवत्तनुल कृंगिधीनथनुंड साधु संरक्षण सलुप कोरकु काल संदिग्ध विग्रह सूक्तुलयुंड काल संदिग्ध विग्रह सूक्तुलयुंड भाष्यार्थ गुप्तमुल पलुक कोरकु श्मार्ग वर्धन सलुप कोरकु काल संदिग्ध विग्रह सूक्तुलयुंड भाष्यार्थ गुप्तमुल पलुक कोरकु काल संदिग्ध विग्रह सूक्तुलयुंड भाष्यार्थ गुप्तमुल पलुक कोरकु श्मार्ग वर्धन सलुप कोरकु काल संदिग्ध विग्रह सूक्तुलयुंड भाष्यार्थ गुप्तमुल पलुक कोरकु భరము భాపి భూదేవి మనుపు కొరకు త్రేతనొసగిన కోర్కెలు తీర్చు కొరకు అవతరించను అచ్యుతుండవనియందు అవతరించను అచ్యుతుండవనియందు వాసుదేవాఖ్య శ్రీ సాయి వసుధ శౌరీ వాసుదేవాఖ్య శ్రీ సాయి వసుధ శౌరీ. Om Shri Sai Ram, offering my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagawan, respected elders, dear brothers and sisters. This poem was sung by Bhagawan on his 54th birthday in 1979. And the meaning of this poem is that this poem outlines the purpose of Satya Sai avatar. It says that whenever the Dharma is on decline and when the world is in confusion and when the wicked is tormenting the good, in order to bring out the secrets that are hidden in the language of the divine and to remove the suffering of Mother Earth and to answer the prayers that devotees have asked in the Treta Yuga, Lord Sai has come like Lord Krishna in Dwapara Yuga. He has come here for this purpose. This is the declaration that Swami made in the year 1979 as part of his 54th birthday. I would like to make a disclaimer that none of it is my story. It's all his story. It's Swami's story. All the poems are Swami's. The story line has been written by him and he himself has acted this story. I am just an instrument in his divine play. I could say that. I had my first darshan as a Ooty school student in my 6th class. This is the first time I ever was having Swami's darshan. We had come from Ooty and we were asked to sit in the portico. As soon as we sat down, immediately the interview room door opened and Swami came walking to us. My brother, myself and a few other Ooty school students were sitting. He came straight to us, created Vibhuti for me and my brother, and then asked us did we have breakfast and gave bananas. The beauty was that though we were seeing Swami for the first time, so up close, it looked like Swami knew us from very, very long time. Swami says that in private, Swami had said that you all were the Vanaras and the Gopis, Vanaras in the Treta Yuga and Gopis in the Dwapara Yuga, and you have come here based on your prayers. So it felt that way, that there was nothing new in that interaction. So as we finished our Ooty, Swami shifted us all to the primary school. As you may have seen in some videos or you would have seen directly, Swami used to call those primary school students for distributing prasadam. And invariably I was never called. My brother used to get a lot of opportunities, other kids used to get opportunities. Then one fine day Swami came and asked me to go inside and subsequently called other boys. So I was walking in the front, behind me was Swami and the other boys were behind Swami. Swami was guiding me from behind, like Parthasarathy was guiding Arjuna. He was saying, go inside. So I was going and then he said, take a left. From Swami's main entry room, there's one small narrow pathway which leads to the kitchen where generally the prasadam is kept. And Swami was right behind me. And as you can say, luck would have it, some Dettol was spilled on the floor and it was a little dark, so I couldn't see, and I slipped and fell. And Bhagawan was there to break the fall, and I was in Bhagawan's hands. As you can say, that it was more like symbolic at that point, because it was as if I was falling into the world and he was holding me. Then Swami asked me to stand aside, and then prasadam distribution happened. And then Swami asked, are you okay? So those two were very symbolic. You can say that the connection that Swami builds with his students or anybody. So after finishing 7th class, Bhagawan had gone to Kodai Kanal. So as a family and few of the family friends, we wanted to visit and have Swami's darshan in Kodai Kanal. So when we were in a matador from Coimbatore, and Swami was already in Kodai Kanal. So when we were crossing the Silver Cascade, we saw that Swami's car was going in the front, and the Kodai bus was parked near the Silver Cascade. We thought Swami is in the car, so we were singing bhajans, and we asked the driver to follow the car. We overtook the car and we got down and stood on the side of the road. Radha Krishna sir said that no, Swami is in the bus. And before we could realize, bus had come, and it was parked diagonal to the road, blocking all the traffic from either side. And the first window opened, and Swami called us. And he gave us Bourbon biscuits and said, when have you come? And later some of the Kodai brothers said that as soon as our vehicle went past the bus, Swami said, follow the matador. So the driver followed us. Actually, we were trying to follow Swami, but Swami was coming behind. And he said, my primary school boys are there in that vehicle. And he blessed us. That was very sweet on Swami's part to do that. This is a video of us in Kodai Kanal.
वस्तु अमोलिक दी मेरे सतगुरु वस्तु अमोलिक दी मेरे सतगुरु कृपा कर अपनायो पायो जी मैंने कृपा कर अपनायो पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो खर्चे न कूटे चोर न लूटे.
This is a photo of me and my brother. Swami was talking to us while we were in primary school. So right through my student days and also as staff, Swami has been guiding me at every step. And one, you can say, funny aspect was, whichever thing I was good at, Swami was dropping at that point in time. So when I was, after my 10th, I asked Bhagawan that what should I do next for my 11th and 12th. And Swami said, do BPC. Till 10th class, I was very good in maths. When other students used to struggle for maths exam, I used to be very calm and I used to write very well. And at that point, Swami dropped maths from my life, so to say. Then once I got into college, in the second year to third year, you have a choice where you have to choose a major. Till that time, I was very good in chemistry. I used to get very good marks, and it was very easy subject for me. So in the third year, when I asked Bhagawan, what should I choose? Swami said, do biology. So chemistry got dropped. And at the end of it, at the end of BSc, I got a gold medal for biology. And you can see Swami giving me the gold medal and posing with me. So at the end of it, I asked Swami, what should I do next? Because there was option of MSc or MBA. And Swami said, do management. So biology, which I was good at that point, got dropped. Then when this story of management is it's a little long, but I will anyway tell it. So when Swami said do management, I had to prepare for the MBA entrance. So you have this CAT exams. Then suddenly I realized that maths came back into that. And then so I studied, I had to redo the entire maths, and then I had to do logical reasoning and other subjects. And since Swami himself has told to do this, and it was a change of line, so I took Swami's permission, went early to study. And that year, my classmates, a lot of them got selected to go to Kodai with Swami. So I missed that chance, but I thought this is more important. And also, whenever I used to get bored of studying, I used to listen to Swami's discourses. We had those tapes at that point. We used to listen to that. Then I went and wrote the MBA entrance exam. And in the entrance exam, after the group discussion, you have the interviews. So in that, Vice Chancellor S.V. Giri sir said, you have got gold medal in BSc in bioscience, so we cannot allow you to shift to management. We want to encourage research in the institute, so you have to do MSc. So I was a little disappointed, and I went to Swami in the mandir. As he was passing by, I told Swami, they told me to do MSc. Swami said, okay, do MSc. At that point, as a young student, I was a little disappointed. I missed Kodai chance, and also I felt I wasted so much of time studying and that I didn't. Also, there was an option at that point that Swami as a chancellor could give an MBA, but Swami chose not to. So I did my MSc. After first year MSc, first time Swami had announced summer course after a gap of almost 10 years. So we went through the summer course, and during that summer course, at the end of the summer course, there is an exam that happens. And I wrote, and fortunately for me, the discourses that I've heard of Swami during that period, most of the questions in the exam came from that. So I answered them. I didn't expect that I'll get good marks or something like that. I answered, and then on the final day, they asked me to sit in the front. I asked for what? They said, Swami asked you to sit in the front. And S.V. Giri sir went up the stage and made an announcement. This is the video of that.
Is that the marks were all in the high 90s, 95 and above. In spite of the toughness of the test, there are 2 students who have got 100 out of 100. One is from the Prasanthi Nilayam campus, Mr. V. Praveen of the second year MS. The second person who has got 100 out of 100 is a girl student from Anantapur.
Yes, after that, Swami came down and he was showing the ring to all the people around. This is a very unique photo because you can see the ring coming out of Swami's. You can see the ring coming out of Swami's hand. So, till this happened, Swami used to, though I had finished primary school, my name always was primary school boy. So, whenever Swami wanted to call me, he used to say primary school boy. So many primary school boys used to get up, but he used to wait for me to come. And then after this, I became summer course boy. So, thanks to that, I got a role as Prahalada in the drama, in that year convocation drama. That's me, next to Krishna. And as I told you that Vice Chancellor had told in the interview that I should do research. And this was like 2 years after that. After we finished MSc, I was one day sitting in the darshan and Swami called me and one more boy, Sai Ram, who hails from Mumbai, and said, "Why are you wasting time? You start research." Swami called the Vice Chancellor, Registrar, and we started doing research. And when I was taking Padnamskar, Swami said, "This is temporary." So we thought maybe Swami is just saying, because generally Swami gives chances to research scholars to serve. So I thought maybe something like that. So at the end of 18th day, Swami called again the Vice Chancellor, Registrar and both of us. And Swami made a request to the Vice Chancellor. Being the Chancellor of the universe and also the university, he made a request. So whatever position Swami has put, Swami gives so much respect that shows that he doesn't belittle them in any way. And Swami himself asked their permission whether he can take us. He said, "I want to send them to US to do hospital administration. Will you permit?" And they said, "Swami, they are your children and you are the Chancellor of this university." And Swami spoke to our parents and also got their approval before this thing. And then subsequently, Swami, generally before that, one more batch had gone and they had gone for a small training. So this time Swami said, this you have to go for a longer time, but there is a small exam you need to go and write. So that was first time. My ambition was to work for Swami and I never looked at any other career options. So when we came out of the interview room, we asked, "What is the exam?" And they said it is GRE. And I didn't even know the expansion of GRE and TOEFL at that point. And Swami said it's a small exam. After a couple of days, Swami called us and made us sit on his dining table and gave us a sumptuous breakfast and said, 8 o'clock there is a bus to Vrindavan. You take that, go write the exam and come back, he said. So we went and some of the volunteers took us to an institute called Time Coaching Center. When we went there, they asked, "Why have you come?" So we said, "We want to write GRE and TOEFL exam in 3 days' time." They said, 3 days, but why have you come to us? He said, "To get coaching." They said, "No, we do coaching for 6 months. So we coach you for 6 months, then you do self-study for 3 months, and then you write your exam." He said, "Do you have passport?" they asked. We said, no, we don't have a passport. Then he started laughing. He said, to get a passport itself will take minimum 21 days those days. With Tatkal used to get 21 days it used to take. He said, first you get your passport and then talk anything else. So we went to the agent and made a Tatkal passport. I think we didn't have a address proof in Bangalore at that time. So principal of Vrindavan campus gave a letter that we are residents of the hostel, and we applied. And at 3 o'clock we got a call to come to the passport office. When we went, so what had happened was the passport officer who was handling this particular case, he was getting transferred that day to Singapore, to the Singapore embassy. So, and just then the Whitefield Hospital had opened. So he wanted to do his part in Swami's mission. He was not a devotee, but there was a lot of news on the opening of the hospital. So he wanted to do it himself. So he himself got the passport printed, signed it, and wanted to hand it over to us. So at 3 o'clock, 11 o'clock we applied. At 3 o'clock we got the passport in hand. So with that, we went back next day to this thing. So that guy was shocked. He said, even VIPs cannot get this fast. You people, I don't know who is helping you. With that, but he said, still, I cannot take you as a student in our coaching because generally they have pass percentages. He said, if you fail, it will come as a bad remark on our institute. So he said, I'll allow you to use the computer center and I'll give you some books to study. That was the first time I was seeing those books, Kaplan Review and those such huge books. And so when we went to the computer lab to do a mock test, that's when students always say that you see stars during exam. So it was like seeing stars because those English words that are there are generally not used in day-to-day language, and you have this logical reasoning and all that, which required, of course, we understood why that guy said that you need a minimum 6 months to write this exam. So when we looked online for the exam slot, this was on Monday, the exam slot was on Thursday. And there was no other slot during the entire month. So we had to book that slot. So we had 3 days to finish those thick books. So I had said that I wasted time preparing for CAT. But so that what I studied at that point came in handy because the maths I didn't have to redo it again because I already studied for a CAT. Only in English and the logical reasoning, we used to eat once a day and study close to 18 to 19 hours and slept very little, ate very little. And on Thursday when we went, it was the worst nightmare of my life, I should say. So the reason was that I was being a bioscience student and computers were just coming into the field. They were like P1 systems and there was only one computer in the HOD's room. And I have never seen the computer. So first time I was seeing, and then I thought the guy who designed the keyboard didn't know English, ABCD, because A, B, C were in a different this thing. Fortunately, there were multiple choice questions, so I figured out those 5 keys. And praying to Swami, we tried to do the exam. It was very tough, but prayer, that's what helped us, and we cleared the exam. And when we went back to Parthi, so Swami called us for an interview. And the interview room, first thing he said was, I told you it's a very small exam. You people are unnecessarily getting scared. Then he asked somebody to get his weighing scale. He said, I told this guy to study, but he was only sleeping and eating food. He asked me, what is your weight? I told Swami 72. Then Swami's own weighing scale, he asked him to put it in front of him and asked me to get onto that. When I saw my weight, from 72 I went to 77. said, see, he is increased by 5 kgs in not even 5 days. And I have to admit that those 5 divine kgs, I am not able to shed those kgs till now. Then I told you that typing, I knew zero of typing and I was very unfamiliar with the keyboard. The next hurdle was the TOEFL, test of English as a foreign language. And as part of that, you need to type a 1,000-worded essay. So you have to think, get a topic, you have to think and then type. I was thinking, how will I even see where the letters are? So I was very dreadful of it. And I was praying to Swami internally. Next day, we got an information from the university that since we were in English medium all along, they are willing to waive it off for us. Swami looked at me because only Swami knew my predicament and he smiled and he said, see, I waived it for you. So with these two, we were already late by the time, because by the time the admissions were already over, and Swami said immediately apply for visa. And we applied for visa. One of the sponsors from US, he had given all his documents. And those days you had to apply through an agent. So we had applied in advance and on 9/11 we had our interview. So we had to go and present ourselves. We were in Mr. Ramani's house in Chennai. Swami asked him to pick us up and take us to the embassy. So that day evening when we were in their house, his daughter called from the US and asked them to switch on the TV. That's when we saw the Twin Towers being crashed into by the flight and Pentagon was being bombed. So next day the embassy was closed. We got a rescheduled appointment on 13th of September. So we went that day. It was a high security zone, the entire embassy. We went and we were 1.1 and 1.2 in the queue. So the embassy person called us. She was an African American lady and they were in a very bad mood. So she said, how are you both related? We said, no, we are from Satyasai organization. And she said, how are you related to the sponsor? We said, he is a devotee of Baba. Then she asked, where is your bank statement? Do you have funds do you have scholarship? So we didn't have any of that. And unfortunately for us, the person who prepared those documents, he had made 2 copies and he had put a post-it note behind, duplicate copy behind. So that lady thought we are terrorists basically. And she said, rejected, get your scholarship and come back. So to top it all, by then Swami had told even in discourses that he is sending 2 of us and there was a lot of hype about it. So we didn't know where to hide our face because it had come in Sanatan Sarathi that Swami is sending us. And so we came out and told Ramani uncle that this is what has happened. He said, no, don't worry, Swami is there, we'll inform Swami. And he called and informed Chiranjeev Rao Garu, who was the secretary at that time. So when he told Swami that they didn't get the visas, Swami laughed and looked into the air like this and said, they'll get it at 3 o'clock, he said. Let them be in my house in Sundaram. So we were shifted to Sundaram. And of course the trustees made their efforts to get a visa for us. So they called up S.M. Krishna, who was one of the chief guests during the inauguration of Whitefield Hospital. And he faxed a letter to the embassy saying that please, from Karnataka state we are requesting, please give the visas. The marketing manager of Chennai embassy, he called us and he said, if you had these connections, you should have come straight to us. Now that they have rejected, we cannot consider your case for the next 6 months. That is a legal provision that is there. So he raised his hands and then they tried different people. We approached the chief secretary of Tamil Nadu who said that his own son got rejected and he couldn't do anything about it. And when finally everybody lifts their hand, that's when Swami steps in. So the embassy people had called the chief secretary to come for an appointment to increase the security in the embassy. And that person is not a devotee of Swami, but instead of saying, give visa to my son, he said, give visa to those two Satyasai students and then come and meet me. And as Swami said, exactly at 3 o'clock, they came, handed over the visa. Generally, they don't give it by hand. They sent it in courier in those days. They gave it by hand and then went for their meeting. And when we informed Swami, Swami said, immediately let them go to the US. So we had to book tickets on the way to Chennai airport. We got the tickets from Singapore to LA, but from Chennai to Singapore there were no tickets available. So we requested one of the Singapore devotees to help us with the ticket. He happened to be the personal physician of the Singapore Airlines MD. And so he requested and they faxed a ticket. Those days you didn't have e-tickets. So they faxed a ticket to us. This was all happening as we were traveling to the airport. So somebody brought that to the airport to give it to us on the way. And when we went, the check-in people saw the thing. It was from their MD. So they offered to upgrade to business class. This is the photo that Swami himself got this suits stitched for us. And this is me and Sai Ram Parshram. We both of us went to the US. So travel with Swami is like a business class. When Swami sends you, though you paid for an economy class, you get upgraded to business class. And one of the things that Swami said, that we were having lot of opportunities with Swami. Every day we were getting almost interview. So we were reluctant to leave Swami. So to make us agree, the first thing Swami said is, you'll come back in 3 months. And then next day it became, you'll come in 6 months. And then next day it became, you'll come in 1 year. This is Pakka, you'll come in 1 year. But we knew that the course was 2 years. We said Swami is simply telling us so that we go. But you'll see as I go along, you'll see that whatever Swami says doesn't go waste. When we landed in US, generally because of the time difference, there's always a jet lag. But we were to go to the university immediately because we were already late by 3 months. So we went and we had absolutely no jet lag. We were feeling that as if we were there for a long time there. And as I told you, I didn't know the layout of keyboard. And within 1 week, I learnt typing and up to 30 words per minute. And if you see, look in the hindsight, it's like you have these movies where somebody loads the software and then you start, so it's like that Matrix or some of those movies, you see that. It was like almost like that. Some of the MBA students will know that generally people who go from science background, they dread accountancy. So here, because we were late by 3 months, we missed the accountancy basic course. So we had to directly do financial management course. And so one of the things we were wondering is, why did Swami say that we will come back in 1 year? And here you had 54 credits to complete, to finish the course. And that was impossible. So when we met the dean, he said that if you have some similar subjects, since you have done masters, if you have similar subjects that you have already done, we could waive those credits. So quite a few credits got waived because we had done environmental science in MSc. So those got waived. But still it was impossible to come back in 1 year because there were 3 credits which were available only in summer, the next summer, which will be over 1 year. So one day while doing bhajans, before bhajans we were discussing, like, whatever Swami says comes true, but this doesn't seem to be happening in our case, is what we said. We gave Arati, then somebody rang the bell. So we went out. Generally, like nowadays, you get a lot of junk mail in the email. Those days, you used to get in post, a lot of junk mail, a lot of advertisements. So I went and took out from the post box. There was a lot of advertisements. I was about to throw in the dustbin. One paper fell down, which I looked. It was Accountancy 101. I was surprised. It was in a neighboring university. So I took that and showed that other brother that this is what I found. And we met the dean. The dean looked at the thing. He said, it's already started. 1 month ago the course started. But if the university accepts, that neighboring university accepts, I can waive the credits for you. So we went and met the dean. And we told about our background of the free hospitals that Swami is running and all that. And that the dean was very impressed there, and she allowed us to join. So we joined Accountancy 101 course 1 month with a 1 month delay. But as I told you, like it was as if somebody has inserted the software into our this thing. We were actually teaching other students who were 1 month ahead of us accountancy, and it was as if we already knew it. And Swami arranged in such a way that we take a class here, take a cab, go to that university, finish that class and come back, and then it's time for the next class. So that gap was perfectly orchestrated by Swami, and we could finish. So 54 credits we could complete. It was 2 years course. We completed in 1 year. We left to the US on 18th September. And we came back to Parthi on 17th September 2001. Sorry, actually 2001 we went, and 2002 we came back. And as soon as we went to Parthi, Swami was in the portico waiting for us. And when we were taking Padnamaskar, he said, see, I told you 1 year. You came 1 day before 1 year, Swami said. So this is about my educational. One thing that is with Swami, how much ever you praise him, it's not enough. There is one poem that Swami wrote in 1950. I would like to tell about it. Yavani nandharanta varnilchina atishayokti ye kintayaina kadu. Whom if everybody praises, it is not exaggeration at all. Yavani leela kidiye yuddheshamani haddu gurtimpa nalavikadu. The miracles of Bhagawan, nobody can say this is why Swami did that miracle. A single miracle will have multiple purposes, and that what that exact purpose is, nobody knows. Yavani vaghamrutamu yanta grolinagani ika chalunalna samtruptiradho. Swami's discourses, how many ever times we listen to, we'll never get tired. Or Swami's stories. You always, you may have heard my story on YouTube multiple times, but you'll never get tired. It's like Ramayana. We have been hearing from our childhood, but you'll never get tired of Ramayana or Bhagavatam. The Sai Bhagavatam also same. There's no tiring of listening to it. Yavani samsparshato nasagu sukambhunu palukulu teliyangavalana bhadadu. The joy that we derive by just touching Swami, you cannot describe that joy. The words cannot describe that joy. Atti avatara purushude chitti sai putta parthi shudani peru pattukoliye santa mimmata nammaga jaladhene Chantacheriyarughumo Bhaktulara Meru. That Avatara Purusha is our little Swami. He has come with the name of Patti Purisha. And only way to know him is by being close to him and observing him. This is a beautiful poem that Swami himself had written. So coming to my career and Swami's institution, so the first day Swami told us, you go and join the hospital. I got up and told Swami, I must confess that till then I was very shy. Some of you may know, I was very shy. I never spoke, gave any speech. And before sending me to US, Swami used to tell that this person doesn't speak a lot, whereas my colleague Sai Ram was a very good orator. So Swami used to ask me questions, and when he used to try to answer, he was a very smart guy. Swami used to say, no, you don't answer, I want him to answer. And Swami used to ask very small questions, and he said, I am training him to come out of his shyness. So when Swami told, you go and join the hospital, I got up and told Swami, you are giving such a big responsibility. I don't know if I am capable of doing that, so please bless. Then Swami said this statement. I will read it out in Telugu and then translate it. Swami pani iste panitanamu kuda vastundi adaganakkarledu. Means when Swami gives you a job, the ability to do the job also comes along. You don't need to ask separately. And the first day of work, Swami asked us to sit in his own car and gave us a lift to the hospital. So we went with Swami in his car to the hospital, and there was one particular patient Swami had gone to see, and my posting was in the ICU, cardiac ICU. So Swami went, saw the patient, we were with Swami, and then Swami said, you stay back. I didn't tell Swami that my posting is in ICU, but he knew exactly where I was posted. He said, stay back, and then went back. And though we had graduated in Loma Linda University, the university degree was actually given by the Chancellor of Universe, Bhagawan himself. There is a small video of that.
Praveen.
So one of the things that in Kodai Kanal, when Swami was talking to the boys and the VIPs, and Swami asked, what do you think is the greatest good fortune? And different people said, moksha. Swami said, moksha, everybody has to get moksha. Some may take few janma, 2-3 janmas, some may take 1,000 janmas, but that is certain. Moksha is certain for everybody. Then they said, to be in your presence. That Swami said, that is the correct answer, because to be born when Avatar has taken birth, and even greater good fortune is to be selected to study in his university and then to work for him. That is the greatest good fortune. And I would like to say that though Swami is physically not here, but doing his work is working for him, wherever we are. And Swami gave an assurance that when you work for me, I will take care of your 7 generations. So this happened when I was actually in the US. One day, Swami called my brother. There is a video of that. Here, Swami is coming out for darshan. Swami asking, how is your father, to my brother. Swami told him that when your father was traveling sometime back, it happened on that day, car had an accident in the sense that the tires of the Maruti Omni were going before the car. They had come off, the wheels had come off. So because of that, the car lost the balance and it rolled down. Generally the roads have a slope on the side. It rolled down and my father shouted out, Sai Ram. And that's what Swami said, that he shouted Sai Ram. It did 3 paltis, but I saved him. Nothing happened. Just one scratch came, and Swami had given him a 3-diamond ring, and one of the stones had fallen off. So when my brother, he was not aware, he went back and called my father. Those days you didn't have cell phones. You only had the cell phones had just come in. My father had bought one, and my brother did a STD call, and he picked up. And he said, it just happened. And this was the exact thing Swami described, my father described to him. My father, when recently he had a cataract. He has been a diabetic for several years. So he had developed cataract in both his eyes. One surgery was done in Super Specialty Hospital, Whitefield. And second surgery, when he had come, they noticed that other eye, there was a retinal detachment. So actually the doctor she saw the cataract, and after we went, she again called back and said, let me put the drops and see the retina. So when she saw the retina, they said that there's a detachment. She asked questions like, are you able to see flashes of light? Because generally it's almost very thin attachment was there. And he said he didn't feel anything. Then she said, immediately you have to do it today itself. If that detaches, you lose your sight. So we called up one of our visiting doctors who comes once a week, Dr. Kavita, and she immediately asked her to go to one hospital where one of our other visiting hospital doctor was there, and they did a laser and then restored that the retina. And that person also was very surprised that he didn't have any symptoms and he would have lost his eyesight. Generally for diabetic people that happens, they don't feel the symptoms. And subsequently he had to undergo the cataract in that eye. So when the surgery was happening, there's a phaco, it's generally a phaco surgery where they use a machine to pull out the existing cornea and put a new lens. That time it happens one in a million. There was this thing that the particles got released into the vitreal fluid, and so he lost his sight in that particular eye. And they said that we have to wait for 7 days and to see if something can be done. And they gave steroids and all that. And on the 7th day, the retinal surgeon, Dr. Kavita, she took him for surgery. I was praying in Swami's room in the hospital. What had happened was, suddenly I noticed that there was a scratch, the Swami's photo, there was a scratch on the eye. And I was taken aback with that thing. And then the surgery started. Then they found that there was a particular part that is required in the microscope that was not available. And so they were wondering what will happen. And then the doctor gets a call from a vendor saying that I am at the hospital gate. I want to give a particular part for demo. And that was the exact part that they required for the surgery. So they asked him to come in immediately, and he ran to the OT and gave that. And as soon as the first incision was made in the eye, they noticed that the debris that had gone into the retinal space, it started flowing out on its own. And the surgery went, it was a complex surgery. The surgery went on very well. And then father regained complete eyesight in that. So when he was to lose his eye, Swami took it on the photo, the injury, and then cured him. So recently, last year, my father, because my brother, they were expecting a baby, so parents had gone to the US. So father also had another thing called heart block, LBB block. So he was seen in our hospital. They said that it's not urgent, but at some point he would need a pacemaker. So he was in the US. He goes for a morning walk. Being a diabetic, he had to do that walk routine. And that particular day, he suddenly felt very tired. He stopped that walk. He was okay. Then one of our visiting doctors, he suggested, why don't you take him to the emergency? He also stays in the same area. He stays in New Jersey, and my brother was in Philadelphia. So when he took him to the emergency, the recovery area, the heart rate was around 50. And by the time he got a bed and went into the emergency, it had come down to 20. Heart rate 20, 25 it was. And when my brother called that Dr. Yagnaraman, he comes to our hospital twice a year. He said, you cannot move him out from the hospital. Because he's only 1 hour from, you cannot bring him here also, it is so dangerous. Let him be there. They have a good team there. So they put him on a temporary pacemaker, and it was the Independence Day weekend. The next day, 6th July. Yeah, it was 6th July was the surgery. And the way Swami plays with our lives, it is so magical. He had taken a insurance from India, my father. When he went for a dental checkup, they said, what insurance is this? So my brother thought, okay, let me take a US travel insurance. So he took a travel insurance in the US. So when this happened, he showed this insurance, the US insurance, and they took those insurance papers and admitted him. The surgery was done, CRTP pacemaker, it's an advanced pacemaker was implanted. And the beauty is, though it was done in the US, Swami ensured that there was zero cost to us. So like how, if he was in India and in Swami's hospital, he would have got the entire thing free of cost. Same thing, advanced pacemaker, he got it done free of cost in the US. And his life was saved. Subsequently, my brother got the insurance bill, and it was $150,000 US dollars. So at this point, I would like to say that 150 is like 1.5, close to 1.4 or 1.3 crores in India. The entire medical bill of our hospital, in Whitefield Hospital, we do 200 neurosurgeries, 180 neurosurgeries, 120 cardiac surgeries. In the cath lab, we do around 300 similar procedures, pacemaker or angioplasties. And in the multi-speciality, we do around 12 to 15 surgeries per day. This is per day. And the entire medical bill for the implants comes to around 1.5 crores. So 1 month of our medical material bill was equal to one surgery in the US. So that's the amount of work that Swami's hospitals are doing. Imagine every neurosurgery will cost $150,000 in the US. And there is no compromise whatsoever. The best equipment that they use. At this point, I will slightly divert and tell about the equipment that we have. So when Swami started the hospital in 2001, we had the best equipments. We had 70 ventilators, the best MRI available at that point, the best CT scanner. Everything was top notch. So in 2013-14, when we had to replace those equipment, we found that they were prohibitive. The top end equipment, MRI and CT scanners, were in range of 10 to 12 crores. And we thought till now we've been managing with this particular equipment. So if we have the same functionality, that should do for us. So we will not go for the high-end equipment. And the purchase committee decided, and we being administrators, we thought we have saved money for the trust and all that, and we have sent the proposal. And for some reason it got stuck in government, the proposal, because we had applied for customs duty exemption. And for almost 6-7 months it didn't go through. At that point the company Siemens and GE, they came forward and said that Satyasai Hospital should have our best equipment. So at the negotiated price of for the second rung scanners that we negotiated, at the same price we'll give the MRI and CT scanner. We will take the loss, but we want Satyasai to have the best equipment. And even the customs duty, they absorbed that entire thing. So though we were willing, as administrators, willing to compromise on the quality of equipment that we were willing to buy, Swami ensured that they were top notch. So even now the scanners, the Siemens MRI that we have is the first silent scanner in the world. If some of you would have had an MRI experience, you will hear so much of noise. This was the largest bore and the first silent scanner in the world, and it was rated as number 1 model in RSNA in that particular year. Same thing with CT scanner. That was rated number 1 in RSNA. So the best equipment available at that point, Swami ensured that hospitals got. Even the pacemakers and other equipment, there is no compromise at all. Swami ensures that best comes. I was telling you my father's pacemaker, CRTP pacemaker, last October we had a camp, pacemaker camp, wherein 35 such pacemakers were implanted in the patients. So just imagine the magnitude of work that is happening in the hospitals. So coming back to my story, my mother was diagnosed with cancer. The radiologist who did the ultrasound, she pictorially drew the mass in her uterus and said that you need to undergo a surgery immediately and remove the uterus. So she called me, and I requested one of the senior gynecologists, showed the report, and she said, no, we have to remove, let her come here. So when she came, she wanted to run some tests. She wanted to repeat the ultrasound. So one Dr. Sunita, she was a radiologist, she did the ultrasound, and she was taking unusually long time to do an ultrasound, almost 1 hour over. Then she came and, Praveen, is this the same patient whom the report pertains to? I said, yes. She said, no, there is nothing seen in the thing. So she repeated a CT scan. And in the CT scan also, the entire thing was clean. And they did cancer markers. They also came clean. And so the doctor said, I think Swami has cancelled the cancer, so you can go back. So she went back. After a couple of years, on her own, they are very busy doctors. They see hundreds of patients. So she said, Praveen, why don't you call your mother? So I telephoned them and called them. And she said, let us repeat the thing, because something inside me tells that we should repeat. So she repeated the scan and the cancer marker, and they also did a biopsy. And when the pathologist saw this thing, he said that the cells were turning cancerous. It was that borderline cancer cells. And the doctor said, let's remove the thing. So they did the surgery and removed the uterus. Total hysterectomy was done. So at a point when she had cancer, Swami cancelled it. But she had to undergo, she had to have a cancer again. And Swami ensured that the uterus itself is not there for the cancer to come into that. So that's about my mother. My grandmother, she was the first one to be blessed by Swami. Her story is very unique in the sense that she went to Parthi with some of her friends as a pastime. Some friends were going. She said, okay, let me also go. She's completely unread person. So she got diverted and she got a different line which came in the first row in the darshan, and her friends were somewhere else. So when Swami came, he called some foreigners for interview, and we went, finished darshan. My grandmother saw some people getting up, so she also got up and went and sat near interview room along with those foreigners. Then Swami asked, who called you? He said, I don't know, Swami, they came, I came. Then Swami said, okay, go inside. So inside, Swami created Vibhuti and blessed her and said, I'll take care of your family, don't worry. So she was the first one to be blessed by Swami, and she had multiple health problems throughout her life. She has passed out several times and got up after that. We thought she's dead and she gets up. So one day, this happened some 10 to 15 times, and then one day it happened in Whitefield Hospital when she was visiting me, and the doctors took her into this thing, and then they saw that she had a weak heart and put a pacemaker, and after that it didn't repeat. She just passed away. This is several years back. After almost 30 years after this problem started, she passed away last March. So my grandfather, we come from a region where there's a lot of fluoride. It's Telangana area where you get fluoride, and everybody without any distinction has knee problems. All my grandfathers, brothers, siblings, all the people, and everybody walks with a stick in the village. And when my grandfather was having unbearable pain, that's when the orthopedic department in Parthi Hospital had started, and he was around 70 years at that point, and I requested Swami, and Swami asked Dr. Vardachari to do the surgery. So one after other, both his knees were replaced. The beauty is that this is now he's 95 years. He's still able to walk after 25 years of knee surgery, and till recently he used to also climb to pluck trees. And all his brothers who got it done outside, elsewhere, they had to get a redo surgery within 5 to 6 years. But whereas he is still very healthy, walks around on his own. So coming to myself, I had 2 fatal accidents. One was in 2003. I had gone for a vacation to my hometown, and those days Seshadri train used to stop at 3 o'clock at Vijayawada, and our car had come to pick me up from the railway station. So I got into the car early morning, 3 o'clock, and I slept off, and I was leaning onto the windshield of the car on the side window. Car was going. At some point I woke up with a jolt. So what had happened was, there was a huge truck, those mega trucks you have, that the car was trying to overtake the truck, and then suddenly a bus came from the opposite direction. So to avoid the bus, the driver tried to get in front of the lorry, and the lorry increased its speed at that point. So the impact was right where I was sleeping, on the car, and when I woke up, the entire car was rotating and it was being pushed by the lorry, and I started shouting, Sai, Sai. And the moment I shouted Swami's name, everything came to a standstill. Got down from the car. I couldn't get down on the same side because it had got this thing. I got down from the other side, and I saw that car was completely total, and the lorry guy got down and said that this has happened 5 times to me and nobody survived. There must be some power which saved you. And we could see that the lorry had pushed us almost 50 feet. It had pushed the thing, and the impact was right where I was sleeping. There was a Swami's Abhayasta photo on the windshield in the front. The car had got crushed to the right till the hand of Swami. and absolutely no scratch on my body. That was the first time. Second time, this happened in 2008. I was going to Parthi to have Swami's darshan. I had a car, but I decided that I was going alone, so let me go in the Whitefield bus that goes at 1 o'clock from Whitefield to Parthi. So since I decided late to go in the bus, I didn't get a ticket. So I happened to sit right behind there's one plank that is there, right behind the driver. So I was sitting at that point, and then the bus was going exactly near Budigiri. Suddenly I realized that the bus driver had fits, and he was right on the wheel, violently shaking, and the leg was on the accelerator, and he was accelerating, and the bus was going off-road. It was going off-road, and I started shouting Sai Ram, because there were almost 20 people from the hospital in the bus, and the bus was going straight to the live electric pole. And I started shouting Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Bus went and hit the electric pole. There were sparks, and it could have burnt the bus. But as if somebody pressed the brake, the entire bus stopped. And the person was still in fits, but the bus stopped. When we got down, there was a huge construction ditch, almost 10 feet ditch, right within 1 feet from the wheel. If the bus had gone little on the side, we would have gotten into this. And the pole could have, as if somebody pulled the live wires, the entire thing came to a strong standstill, and we were saved. So similarly, just pre-COVID, my son, he had to undergo a surgery, which was one problem which got noticed accidentally. The doctor said, we can delay it, let's do it in the holidays time. So this was in February that we came to know. Said, let's do it in holidays time. All of a sudden, one doctor called, who was earlier working at our hospital, and she said, Praveen, why are you delaying it? It's a kid, he'll be in a lot of pain, why don't you get it done? And that she spoke to the operating doctor also, and the doctor said, if they are willing, let us do it. So the surgery got done, and he recovered, and the day he came out of the hospital, that's when the lockdowns got announced. So if we had delayed that surgery, we had to wait for 2 years with that pain. The kid would have to wait for 2 years. Swami ensured that the surgery was done right before the lockdown happened, and he could continue his studies without any pain. Similarly, recently my mother-in-law, she was having some pain in her eye region, and she had consulted many doctors. They said nothing, it's just a migraine or something, and they gave tablets. So when she came to our hospital, the neurologist said everything is fine, like her orientation, everything is fine, but let us just get an MRI scan done and see. So they got an MRI scan done, and then they noticed that there was a huge tumor which was pressing onto the eyeballs, and so immediately she was taken up for surgery, and through the nose they removed, ENT surgeons removed that tumor, and she is completely healthy now. Father-in-law, he had come for a checkup to our hospital, and while doing treadmill, he had a heart attack. As I told you, diabetic people, generally you don't feel the general, like how other people feel, you don't get the pain. He was feeling fine, but the ECG started showing, and just then the doctor, the technicians do the ECG and report to the doctor. Doctor just happened to pass by and saw there is an active heart attack which is happening, and he immediately alerted the cath lab, and within 15 minutes he was taken to cath lab, and then the block was opened and he survived. So the thing is, his father and his grandfather, both of them died at the age of 70 from heart attack. At the same age that he was there, and Swami ensured that he survived that. And even in that pain, he was not feeling that pain. Even in that thing, he was saying that my father had heart attack at 70, my grandfather had heart attack at 70, both of them died. I said, you don't talk all that, let's go to the cath lab first. So this happened, similar incident happened, as I heard as soon as this happened, was there was a doctor who was working in a cardiac surgeon who was working in a hospital, and he had a heart attack while doing surgery and they couldn't revive him. So the heart attack is such a thing that if action is not taken immediately, you could lose the patient. But here Swami ensured that even if my father-in-law was in the quarters, to bring him would have taken a lot of time and he wouldn't have survived, but Swami ensured that he survived. So you can see that, as I told you, for 7 generations, Swami said he'll take care. Already you have 4 generations where we have experienced that assurance, that promise. So this being the centenary year, I would like to say that we have the greatest good fortune of knowing Bhagawan, and we have greatest good fortune of serving him in various service projects. We have a beautiful school here, the hospital, and various seva opportunities you go to Parthi to do. Swami once, when he had called us for distributing prasadam, he told us this particular story. He said that when when Lord Krishna, they were celebrating a festival, Sankranti. At that point, he was eating sugar cane, and that thing poked his hand and blood was oozing from Lord Krishna's hand. Everybody were running to get a medical aid for Lord Krishna, while Draupadi tore her new sari and tied and stopped the blood. And Swami said that when Draupadi was in trouble in the Kaurava court, Lord Krishna said Akshayam, and that piece of cloth that she sacrificed for Lord Krishna multiplied and protected her honor. So Swami said, when you are in trouble, God will think that what has he done for me that I should protect him. And Swami said, even the small things, that services that you do, will give me an opportunity to use that to save you. So, though we may think that it is some very minute seva that we may do, but everything counts for Swami. And Swami, doesn't matter for him whether it is a big service or even a small thing. Like Lord Rama blessed a squirrel which was trying to dust off with the sand from its body to help in building the bridge. So that squirrel or Lord Hanuman, both are same for Lord Rama, and that service which is done with conviction, with full faith that you want to serve Swami, that's what matters. And in this centenary year, we have this great opportunity to serve Swami. And that I had spoken about this in Parthi also. I said that centenary year is the turning point for the Satya Sai mission, where the Pushpak Viman is going to take off. And only way to get into that Pushpak Viman is through service. Whatever little service that we do, those are the tickets that Swami uses as tickets to get into the Pushpak Viman. This is a great opportunity to serve Swami by serving our fellow human beings. So we should not waste any opportunity that comes, and we should utilize it to get into the Pushpak Viman. I was telling that in 2003, when I was getting shifted from Parthi, I got an order, 2002, to shift to Whitefield. I was a little sad because we'll be missing Swami's proximity. So I told Swami they are shifting me to Whitefield, I don't want to go. He said, Swami said, go, I'll come there, he said. So I just thought Swami just saying. Fast forward to 90th birthday, we had redone. Swami gave me the opportunity to redo Swami's room. So earlier it was a carpet and we couldn't go in because it was a very creamish color, and if people walk it becomes dirty. So we were not frequenting Swami's room except on special occasions. So I thought changing it into a regular floor, we can do bhajan and other things Swami's room. So we took up the project. The project completed on 22nd of November, and 23rd November when we went inside Swami's room, on Swami's padam there was Vibhuti which had formed. So from the 90th birthday onwards, the Vibhuti has been manifesting in Swami's room and in different places in the hospital. So this incident happened in 2010. Swami told the elders that we should get the hospital registered, Whitefield Hospital registered. Government had given the land free, but there was no registration that happened. And so we have tried several years, 2016, till then it had not happened because there were several regulations that we need to adhere to, and it was not happening. Then we had given up on the registration. So one day we had Jagannath Rath Yatra, that the Orissa staff, they wanted to celebrate the Rath Yatra, and there was a Rath Yatra, 7-day puja was there, and after that, the final day when Lord Jagannath came into the hospital dome area, there was huge downpour that day. We thought it was Lord Jagannath's blessing on all of us, and we did Maha Mangalarati, and we went back to the quarters. Next day morning, when we came, 6 o'clock when we came, we found that the main photo that Swami himself had selected, there was Vibhuti formation, and there was a Ganesha below, it was showered with Vibhuti, and the Lord Jagannath idols were covered with Vibhuti. This is almost the huge Ganesha. I don't know how many of you have seen the hospital Ganesha. There's a massive Ganesha, and the photo is above. It's almost 15-20 feet above. So later when we saw the formation of Vibhuti, small dots, it is in form of J, cursive J. That means to say that Swami is himself Lord Jagannath. And also some of the Muslim patients said that if you read it from the other side, in Khalifa language it says Allahu, that I am Allah. And next day I was discussing with our director, Dr. Swarna Bharadwaj, that Swami is so kind to us that he blessed. I discussed and went outside the room. Within 2 minutes she called again saying, Praveen, come. She was sipping her tea at that point, and then she saw a flash of light come from the window and entered Swami's hand. And by the time I went inside, the Vibhuti started forming on Swami's hand right in front of us, and we could get that. I don't know how many of you experienced darshan time. When Swami comes, you get that fragrance. That fragrance was in the room, and Vibhuti started multiplying right in front of our eyes. And within 3 days of that, the KEDB officials called us to come and register the land. The new MD had taken over, and he said, this is why this pending for so many years, call them, we'll register. And the land got registered in the name of the hospital right before the land acquisition by the metro happened in front of the hospital. So Swami's presence has been complete. He takes care of the patients, bad patients. When we gave up hope, then suddenly you find that they recover and come back to life. So right before, when I was in 10th class, this I heard one in Guru Purnima discourse, Swami saying that he wants to start a nursing college. And that for some reason it never happened. And this was in 2008, and I got an opportunity. So I said, Swami, please allow us to start a nursing college. And Swami said, Tappaka cheskondi. Means definitely you go ahead and do. But he said, get a good principal. And this was already late. We put in advertisement. We got in Sanatan Sarathi, and we got an application for principal, and Swami blessed that. And within 2 months after deadline for admission expired, we got all approvals done from the university, from the government, from the nursing council, and the college started. And the donor who was wanting to donate, Swami in the thing said that the situation in Andhra is not good, in Karnataka it is very good, let us start there. And so college started. Of course, I'm just compressing it because it's already beyond time. The entire exercise, Swami ensured that it happened so smoothly, though we were late, and all the permissions came on time. And Swami himself blessed all the kids who were joining the college. In 2001, just before I went to US, in one of the interviews, Swami said, when you come back, I will shift the general hospital also to this hospital, and so that everything is under one roof. This was almost 2001, and this was in 2016, 15 years since. And I don't know why Swami told me that day. All of a sudden I got a brainwave, and I told the director that with the general hospital, which was it had lot of multiple infrastructural problems. I said, why are we putting so much effort there? Why don't we shift them? Swami, for some reason, ensured that there's lot of space available, and at least some specialties we can shift, I told. And trust rejected the proposal, but later it came from the trust themselves, saying that let us do it. And a working hospital merging into another working hospital, it happened. I'm trying to tell it in a very short manner. It happened in such a smooth way, and all the ideas on how that fits in all popped up as if somebody planted those ideas, and then the shift happened. And on that day, I happened to be the MC for that inauguration program. That day morning, then suddenly it flashed in my mind that Swami told that day in the interview that when I join back, he'll shift. And 15 years after that, Swami used me as an instrument to shift the general hospital. And the beauty is, generally, like, you can postpone surgeries, but deliveries you can never postpone. So during that shift, the 3 days shift, all the deliveries that were planned didn't happen. And the day the hospital got shifted, all those people who were scheduled for delivery in those days, all of them delivered on that day. So we can understand it is not human planning. This is all divine planning, and He ensures that things are taken care. We just have to have faith that He will take care. Whatever be our difficulty, we should, Swami said, if you say Sai Ram, I'll take care. I'll just tell one small minor incident before closing, the power of Sai Ram. Actually, this happened when I was in the college. I don't know if you have noticed, some of the people from Telangana, they have a yellow streak on the teeth because of fluorosis. It forms a yellow streak, and when I was in college, many of my friends used to tease me that I ate too many Banginpalli mangoes and it became permanent. So I was, as a kid, you feel like when people tease you, you feel this thing. So then I suddenly remembered that Swami said, if you chant my name and do something, I'll take care of everything. So as a kid, I didn't know no science. I didn't know any medical science or anything like that. So I went early morning. I took one lemon piece, and I was just saying Sai Ram, Sai Ram. And then within half an hour, those things vanished, completely vanished. So next day when I went, everybody was saying, where did you go to get those? Because, of course, medically you have an option of getting them covered using some the recent technologies you have. But those days, just with power of Sai Ram, that entire thing vanished, and you can see that I don't have that mango stains on my teeth. So anytime you are in trouble, you can say Sai Ram. Recently, one more very small this thing. I generally wash Swami's clothes, what we use in Swami's room, and I had put it in the washing machine. There was Swami's room bhajan which was supposed to start in 5 minutes, and the washing machine timer was showing 15 minutes. And I badly wanted to go. This thing I was thinking, like, how am I? I had to iron them and then go. So I was thinking, how is it going to happen? And I started saying Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. And 15 minutes, within 2 minutes, that thing, washing machine, that you get that alarm, right? That it is done, the job is done. So for small things to big things, Sai Ram is the solution. Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. If we were to summarize this entire talk, it could be just done in 2 words. In the words of Lord Krishna, Yogakshemam Vahamyaham. When one dedicates their life to the Lord, completely gives their everything, Krishna, the Lord, not only takes care of our needs, provides us with what we need, but also protects what we have. And that is what Krishna said in chapter 9, verse 22 of the Gita. Brother's story, rather his story, in brother's words, is a shining example of a life that is sanctified by complete dedication and service to Bhagawan and His mission. It is also a lesson to us that no force in the universe can come in the way of His mission or His will. May this tale of love and surrender inspire all of us, love and service, inspire all of us to surrender not just our hearts and minds, but our concerns and worries too. Thank you so much, brother, for sharing these wonderful little tales of His love and service with all of us. Thank you so much. I now invite Ramesh Sawant uncle and Sudarshan uncle to present brother with a token of our love and affection.